you're good. We've even holding it like right there.
Okay.
This is pretty soundproof. I'm actually quite surprised.
I know. I love this van.
I was over here thinking, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be like a little slightly noisy. No, it's like, we've had a couple cars pass by and nothing.
Silent. It's
Oh my
great because we're sleeping in here all day.
Man. So when it comes to like traveling, I didn't realize I'm gonna start this, but so when it comes to traveling in here, how comfortable is it in here?
Okay, actually, I feel bad about saying this, but they all stay here.
Okay.
I'm back there, which is, it turns into a bed. So right now it's like a couch, but if you click a button, it folds back into a bed.
Oh no.
And I sleep on that stuffed animal. It's a massive, massive bear.
Yeah. Wow. Where did the bear come from?
Okay, so boyfriend, not boyfriend, situationship.
Okay.
He didn't want me to be by myself, so he got me Wilfred.
I love that.
Yeah, we named him.
Oh, that's so cute. And Wilfred's adorable.
And he's always happy. I like the smile.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Man. And you said it was super comfortable, so with that being said, has there been like any crazy rough nights? Because you're now like a quarter way into the tour.
Yeah. Actually, no. I feel like Steven, my tour manager, has been so good with like just planning everything out properly. So like we haven't had, I don't think we've had any night drives. And if we have, I probably just, oh, you know what? One night drive to Toronto.
Oh shit, and you're Toronto based, right?
Yeah, so I was just so excited to go home.
Oh man.
Yeah, and they all stayed at my house too. So we got there at like 8 in the morning, and my parents had like got bagels for everybody, orange juice, like they gave us like vitamin C, oil of oregano. They were like, ew, like fix all yourselves before you get in the house. Yeah.
It sounds like a total sleepover.
It is. And then all of our hotel rooms are like right next to each other. So we'll stay over sometimes. We're here for 2 nights, and then we're actually in Chicago for 4 nights, which is a long time.
That is a long time.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Yeah.
I guess with that in mind, you must have been to Chicago before. Is there any like fun places that you are planning to explore?
You know what? I honestly just go with the flow. Yeah. I walk in, I'm like in a new place, I'm like, like where am I? I don't know. And then Steven or my manager Bradley or, you know, somebody, they'll be like, ooh, like there's this really cool food spot we should try, or ooh, like there's this really fun shopping mall. Like there was one place we stayed, and I think it was like across the street from a shopping mall that had like a snow, like skiing.
Oh.
And I was like, what the hell is this? I've never seen this before. Canada does not have those kind of shopping malls.
No, I don't even know where that is.
I don't remember what it's called. Maybe it was...
By any chance that's like the fashion district or fashion...
I
don't know.
I don't even know where I was. Maybe it was Boston. We were staying out Cambridge.
Okay.
Or was that maybe not even remotely close to...
It's been a moment since I've been to Chicago, so like I'll remember a few locations, but I'm not sure.
I know. I want to, like, maybe when we're driving to Chicago, I'll search up, like, fun places to go, because we're literally there for 4 days.
Oh, wow.
Like, we have the show, and then 4 days, and then we're going to fly to Denver.
Yeah, there's a lot to do in Chicago. Well, we can go back to the sleepover part. You're on this tour of Leah, and, you know, we're a quarter way into it. I'm curious to see what your thoughts of being on this tour as compared to your other tours.
Yeah, so I went on 2 North American tours before this one, but that was, like, before COVID.
Yeah.
And so, obviously, my mom was with me at all the shows. Like, she was with me the whole time.
Yeah.
This tour is, like, so different. I'm an actual person now.
Yeah.
I say that because, like, back then, I didn't know anything. I was just, like, blindly, like, going around, and my mom would be like, here's water, here's food, like, here, like, go to bed, like, I put your face mask on the sink, go put it on, like, she did everything for me. Now I have to, like, do all of it by myself.
Yeah.
She started the tour with me, so we did, like, 3 days, I think, together, so I figured out how to, like, take care of myself. It's really difficult on tour, but, like, the songs that I'm singing now are so much more, like, relatable to me. I mean, I wrote them so recently, too. So many of my songs are unreleased. And I was just like, I have to perform them. Like, it'll have so much more, like, emotion to it to be able to be like, okay, I wrote this guy's, like, 3 months ago, you know? Yeah.
You know, but I think that's, like, a great stepping stone, having your mother on tour, because then it provides you kind of, like, this, like, mindset of scheduling of, all right, I need to attempt to go to bed at this time,
Yes.
I need to get this done by this. So I think
Clearly I'm working on it.
Yes, clearly. I know we were just joking about how you were just woke up at went to bed at 4 in the morning.
I was watching mukbang videos, and so I like couldn't stop, and then it was like 3:30. I was like, okay, like maybe I should stop. I like finally turned the lights off, and then it hit 4, and I was like, this is a bad idea. Like, this is just a terrible idea. I should go to bed. And then I was like, okay, fine. Mukbangs for like 3 hours.
Oh, shit.
Literally.
What kind of mukbangs do you normally go for?
Okay, yesterday I was watching ramen. I love watching people make ramen.
Ooh, alright.
Because they put all this stuff in it, and
Yeah.
it looks so good, and I know that I wouldn't even like it, because they're always really spicy. And, like, I can handle spice, but not that spice. Like, I've tried this ramen before. Like, my brother, he's bought it, and I've tried it just, like, really spicy. But they make it look so good, and I just want to eat it. Like, I'm watching them eat it, I'm like, oh my god. It's so good.
Oh, man. After the interview, I'll pinpoint you to, like, several good ramen shops.
Ooh.
There's some great ones.
I was just telling Steven I wanted ramen.
Well, now you'll have a few. I think they're open late, so I know
Ooh.
there's 2 I know for sure open past 10. So
Ooh,
that
maybe I
might
could go after the show.
Ooh.
That would be
Just
good.
like a quick snip, maybe like after your set's done, just pop out as fast as you can.
And be back.
Yes, that'd be great. What was it? Now we got into the food. Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. That's what it is. Oh, we start from food, bagels
To donuts, to ramen.
Well, now with that kind of, I guess, excitement-wise, you do have new music out.
Mm-hmm.
Karma's a Bee is super cute. I want to know in terms of like the writing process for writing that song.
I wrote that song. I feel like I wrote it. So I lived in LA last year,
Okay.
and I was dating this guy that was from Toronto the whole time, but like worst boyfriend ever. But I got great music out of it, so I don't have any negative thoughts. And so I wrote this song, I think, around the breakup, which would have been February. So maybe it was like February to like May that I would have written this song. And I wrote it with Charlotte, so I went to her house, and I think she had a puppy at the time. So I was like having fun drawing on the whiteboard pictures of her puppy, and we kind of just like, it flowed. It was just one of those songs. And like, it was just so funny. Like, everything that was said was just like so funny.
Because I thought it was super adorable. I made sure I wrote in the notes that it made me feel like 2000s, like that Vanessa Hudgens, Jessica Simpson kind of vibe to it. So I'm really excited to actually hear it live.
Yes. It's a fun one. It's my last song in the set.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
And you had previously came out with Smalls, which that one was amazing too.
Thank you.
I'm so excited for what you've created so far. I am curious though if you're going to be releasing an EP or an album.
Yeah, so last year, I literally wrote probably 100 songs, and a lot of them I really, really like.
Yeah.
And so we've been going on this, like, singles after, like, releasing just more singles, but I have so many songs that I want to get out. I feel like an EP is going to be up and coming very soon.
Ooh.
I know the next release will be a single, but EP would be coming soon.
Okay.
Maybe in, like, the early new year.
Normally, I would have conversation cards with me, but for some reason, I didn't come bearing with them. I usually
New purse.
Yeah.
New purse.
That's what we're gonna blame it on. This is a new bag. But I do know a few. My favorite question I always ask is, has a stranger ever changed your life?
You know what? I'm gonna say yes, because Leah was a stranger to me, and I mean, I knew who she was, but I was not supposed to be on this tour until a week before it started.
Really?
And it kind of just, like, happened. And it was, like, insane, super last minute. I was supposed to start university, because I took a gap year last year. My parents really wanted me to go to university, try it out, see what happens, and I was dreading it. I did not want to go.
Yeah.
And I was like, please give me anything. Like, I do not want to go to this. And I think it was like 3 days before I was supposed to move up, because I was going to go on the weekend and, you know, meet my roommates and whatever, and then be there for a week, and then classes would have started on a Thursday.
Yeah.
I think it was that Thursday, the week before classes would have started, this happened, and I was like, oh, like, no more school for me, I guess. Like, I guess I'm going on tour. Like, thanks, Leah. So I'm going to say that she definitely.
Oh, that's so insane. What were you planning on, in terms of college, what were you planning on studying?
It's called MIT, not the school.
Okay.
It's a Canadian school, and it's Media Information Technology.
Okay.
To be honest, I don't actually know what that means.
Neither do I.
I would have found out when I got there, but
Yeah.
not happening.
But I'm curious, in terms of Toronto-wise, what are, like, the best go-to hometown food places that you go to?
Ooh, okay. So, my uncle actually owns a restaurant,
Ooh,
and it's really good. It's a smokehouse, and if you ask me the area, I could not tell you because I'm terrible with directions, but it's called Barque, and it's Barque, and it's really good. My favorite is that when you go there, you know when you get, like, bread at a restaurant when you walk in?
Yeah.
He gives you popcorn, but it's seasoned with, like some sort of, like, seasoning that you would put on, like, a dry rub or whatever. Like, it's really good. And he has, like, brisket, and then I'm pretty sure he has poutine. You have to have poutine if you go.
Yeah.
That's just a must. I actually get my poutine from McDonald's. So
Really?
don't necessarily quote me on that because it's pretty disgusting. But I love, like, cheap, clean poutine. Like, there's just nothing on it besides fries, cheese, gravy. Another place, go to Yorkville.
Yorkville, okay.
Yorkville's, like, I don't really know how to explain it. It's, like, a very high-end shopping kind of area.
Alright.
But there are some really good restaurants that are in that area. Like, really good ones. Literally, there's, like, a diner that I'll go to all the time, and it's super good there. Everywhere you go. Like, really, all these restaurants are, they're really good.
Wow. Ooh, alright. So that's giving me plenty to think about for this weekend. But in the meantime, like I said, you're on tour right now, and I usually give this, like, moment of opportunity of where can we be able to find you?
Oh, where can we find me? So, my Instagram is It's Asia. And I always say that because it's confusing, because it's Asia, not like it's AJA.
Yeah.
And then that's syndicated through my TikTok and that kind of thing, like all my social medias. And then on Spotify, it's just AJA. And then a lot of people get confused because there's also a Steely Dan album that shows up because it's the same thing.
Yeah, I was curious because I popped onto Spotify a couple days ago and I typed in your name and I popped up to another person on there and I'm like, okay, how do I get around to you?
I know, it's really confusing sometimes, but it's my face.
Yeah.
That's how you know, because it's like, the picture changes, I think, when a release happens. It'll go to the cover photo, but it's my face.
Alright.